And we're back. All right. So finishing up the last page, I had to cut this video into two because I was running out of my 15-minute time limit on that last video. And here's the very ending. Wilbur's heart brimmed with happiness. He felt that he should make a short speech on this very important occasion. Joy, Urania, Nellie, he began, welcome to the barn cellar. You have chosen a hallowed doorway from which to string your webs. I think it is only fair to tell you that I was devoted to your mother. I owe my very life to her. She was brilliant, beautiful, and loyal to the end. I shall always treasure her memory. To you, her daughters, I pledge my friendship forever and ever. I pledge mine, said Joy. I do too, said Aranea. And so do I, said Nellie, who had just managed to catch a small gnat. Oh, it was a happy day for Wilbur, and many more happy, tranquil days followed. As time went on and the months and years came and went, he was never without friends. Fern did not come regularly to the barn anymore. She was growing up and was careful to avoid childish things like sitting on a milk stool near a pig pen. But Charlotte's children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren year after year lived in that doorway. Each spring there were new little spiders hatching out to take the place of the old. Most of them sailed away on their balloons, but always 2 or 3 stayed and set up housekeeping in the doorway. Mr. Zuckerman took fine care of Wilbur all the rest of his days, and the pig was often visited by friends and admirers, for nobody ever forgot the year of his triumph and the miracle that was the web. Life in the barn was very good, night and day, winter and summer, spring and fall, dull days and bright days. It was the best place to be, thought Wilbur. This warm, delicious cellar, with the garrulous geese and the changing seasons and the heat of the sun, the passage of swallows, the nearness of rats, and the sameness of sheep, the love of spiders, and the smell of manure, and the glory of everything. Wilbur never forgot Charlotte. Although he loved her children and grandchildren dearly, none of the new spiders ever quite took her place in his heart. She was in a class by herself. It is not often that someone comes along who is a true friend and a good writer. Charlotte was both. The end. Whew, boy. All right, yeah. Yes, it finally happened. Got a little teary-eyed there. I always do. Such a good book. Such a good story. I don't want to take too long, but I do want to say that I've talked with some of the folks at Hutchison, and it looks like we're going to do our very best, even though we won't be seeing each other again this school year, to pick up right where we left off and continue working on our version of Charlotte's Web, the play, when we start school again in the fall. And we'll keep listening to the experts who know what they're talking about to find out exactly what it is we should be doing during the summer and when the fall comes around, and we'll start school when it's appropriate to start school, hopefully the time we always do. But we will make sure that when we're together again, we'll continue to work on this wonderful story, and I might even be directing Charlotte's Web again next year with the middle school girls to be seen on either at the farm or on the big stage. How exciting that both you girls and the middle school girls will both be working with me on this story. Makes me very pleased. This story is full of heroes. I think the most heroic person might be Charlotte herself. And I wonder why that is, if you might think about the things that make Charlotte so heroic. I want you to think about that. I might make another video in the next few days to talk about the reasons why I think all the characters, Fern, even Wilbur, of course, Charlotte, even Templeton, what makes them heroic characters in this story. But until then, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you were able to weather the sad parts and get to the very important happy lessons and happy parts of the story. and I hope that it's made you excited about seeing each other again. It's made me miss you guys very much, and it's making me very excited about seeing you again in the fall. And we'll get to pick up the story where we left off and put on a wonderful play, and I just can't wait. So I will probably be coming back before very long to add at least one more video about my thoughts on the story and to check in to see how you're doing. Please, this is just my page for you guys, my little kindergartners through second graders at Hutchinson, but feel free to comment if there's anything you'd like me to talk about before I see you again, okay? All right, girls, love you, miss you, rest well, and like I always say, wash those hands, be kind to your parents, do your homework, yada, yada, yada. This is Mrs. Mishila, Mr. Brown saying good night. Talk to you next time. Bye.